So welcome back to our next video. In the previous video, we learned from the ChatGPT how we can load the data into Python notebook. At the same time, what are some of the pre-processing steps we can do? For example, how to replace missing values or how to find some missing values. And another important thing what we did was doing the data profiling using some of the visualizations, and ChatGPT really helped in creating some of those graphs. So that was very useful information we learned. So what we have learned so far from those graphs, we saw that weather plays a really important role. Hour of the day plays a very important of the role. Sometimes hours, especially in the morning or in the afternoon, maybe for students or the office people would be using the right at that time. We saw that month of the year could be important as well, which typically starts from April and then go till October, which is again correlate with the temperature and the weather. We also saw that between holiday and non-holiday, that sales typically looks little high during non-holiday time as compared to the holiday, but it's not very conclusive enough. And we can see that season 2 and 3 usually gives more sales compared to season 1 and 4, which again I feel correlates with the weather conditions as well. So we have learned really good piece of information now from this visualization. Another important thing which we learned from our visualization is the distribution for our target variable, which is sales for a given hour. We can see that it looks very right skewed, and we said a lot of our sales for given hour happening between 0 to 50, although our average sales for an hour is 191, where some of the max sales in an hour happened like 977 as well, which is very low, and that's why you see some right skewedness. So having said that, I think we have completed our visualization. But again, if you feel that there are certain visualizations, certain exploration, certain stuffs which is still required, that could be a good practice. You definitely do and try on that one. But for this course perspective, I think it's good enough. So now we can move into our next steps, which is called feature engineering. Now for the feature engineering, I have decided 4 steps, and why I have decided these 4 steps based on the ChatGPT recommendations. So now in step 2, feature engineering, ChatGPT is suggesting us that we should create new features, especially extract the hour of the day from the date time column. Similarly, we should do a one hot encoding about some of the categorical variables like season, holiday, working day, and weather. And then I add couple of other feature engineering step would be transformation about count variable. We saw that our target variable count is little right skewed, so we need to convert into a certain transformation which can give little closer to bell-shaped curve, if not exactly close. And then finally we will going to drop some of the unnecessary columns. So let's go into the ChatGPT and let's ask ChatGPT if to create some of the timestamps column from the existing columns. So let's pull it here, copy, and let's go and paste it here. So we will ask ChatGPT to create a new columns such as hour, day, month, year. Create new columns such as hour, day, month, year, and they will be derived from column name. Let's put the name of the column. So the name of the column is date time, column name date time, and append all the new columns in existing data frame, which is df. So it has given us the code for it. So let's copy it and let's paste it. And when we run it, we can see that we have got the hour, month, day, and year. We can see that from this date time column, year is 2011, and we can see that year is 2011. Similarly, we can see that a month is 1 is coming. It also given the date which is coming 1, so we can see that it looks right. and let's see the timestamp. So 00, we're coming for the first row as 0. For second row, hour is 1, and we can see that hour 1 is coming. Similarly, for third row, hour 2, we are getting 2. For next row, the hour is 03, and we are getting 3. So it means chat GPT or Python has converted the features correctly. So this particular feature has been completed. Let's go with the next one, which is to categorical column. So let's go back to chat GPT and ask chat GPT to convert all those categorical columns into dummy variables or encoded columns. So let's copy, let's go at the end, and similarly we can provide encode categorical variables like season using techniques like one-hot encoding, and new features should be included in df itself. So ChatGPT is planning to use get dummies function from the pandas library to convert all the categorical columns into one hot encoded. So let's copy this one as well and let's paste it. So actually first it picks the 4 columns, and then this 4 columns will come from the data variable or from the data frame called df, then find the df and then create the encoded variables and store in the new data frame called df underscore encoded. Although we asked to include this encoded columns in df itself, but I think it has created in the new data frame called df underscore encoded, but that's fine. Going forward we will going to use df underscore encoded, and we can see that this new features have been appended, and the original feature, which is season and working day, has been removed because we don't need it anymore right now. So now the next is to drop unnecessary columns. So what we do, we will drop unnecessary columns, especially the date time column. We don't need it. We also will going to remove the casual and the registered column as well, because again we only require count column, and this count is basically is a summation of casual plus registered, and if we keep casual and registered in our training the model, it will create a target leakage as well. So let's remove this 3 column, which is date time, casual and registered. So let's ask ChatGPT drop 3 columns from df underscore encoded data frame, and these 3 columns are date time, then let's remove this column called casual and registered, So now let's wait for ChatGPT. So ChatGPT has given us the code, and now let's copy and paste it and drop it. And now we can see that date time column has been removed, casual is removed, and registered is removed. So the next one, which we have not done yet, yes, is to transform about the count variable. And we saw in our visualization exercise that this column is right skewed. So let's inform the ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT how we can convert into a more normalized or a bell-shaped curve or something. So let's inform in df underscore encoded data frame column, which is our target variable. Sorry, in df underscore data frame we have a column called count, which is target variable, and it's right skewed. So transform this variable in such a way so that it can be bell-shaped curve. So basically ChatGPT is suggesting us that we can use the log functionality to convert the count into a more bell-shaped curve. So let's copy and paste, and let's see what results we get. And we can see that, as I mentioned, that ChatGPT has suggesting us to use the log transformation to convert into a more bell-shaped curve. But one thing you should notice that it's transforming this log value and storing it the original variable called count. So we don't want to store this new values in the original column. We will create a new column, let's say transform count, transform underscore count. So let's print the results now. So now we have this columns like temp, atemp, humidity, wind speed. We have the original column called count, and now we also have the transform column called count, which is the log values of so 16 is the original value and its log value is 2.83. Similarly, the original value of sales or count value is 40 and its transform value or the log transformation value is 3.713, and so on. So let's start now with the modeling exercise, which is to split the data into 70-30, which is more standardized way to do it, and we will call it as a training data and the test data. So for that we will meet in the next video. In the next video, what we will do is to split the data into 70-30, and then we will actually use a machine learning models like XGBoost or random forest to build our model, and then we will compare the results. Thank you.